Scholastic Audio presents Home Away from Home by Cynthia Lord. Read by Brenna Larson. Chapter 1. GPS says the road is coming up, I announced from the back seat of the rental car. We'd been traveling for hours, and I could barely sit still now that we were close. I remember there's a Dunkin' right before you turn. It's okay, Mia, Mom said. Scott knows the way. Just put down your phone and enjoy the view. If I hadn't said anything, I was pretty sure Scott would have missed the road, though. Mom and I had come to Grandma's every summer since I was born. But Scott had only been Mom's boyfriend for a year, and he'd only been to Grandma's once with us before. Stone Harbor, Maine was at the end of a long peninsula, a crooked finger of land pointing out into the ocean. There was only one road to get to there, so no one ever just passed through. You had to mean to come. Grandma always said she liked it that way. It kept the town small and the neighbors close. Too close, Mom always replied. But I loved how nothing big ever changed there. I couldn't wait to do all my usual Maine summer things, put my feet in the freezing ocean, walk to Holbrook's store, look for seals in the harbor and eagles at the point, do jigsaw puzzles and play games with Grandma, things that might seem small at home, but were fun here. This year I had an extra reason to come, though. Mom and I were moving, and it hurt too much to be home. Mom, make sure you don't give away any of my books, I said, leaning forward between the front seats. I didn't have time to look through them all. I'll text you a photo of your bookcase when I get home, Mom said. You can let me know which ones you want to keep. Okay, I said, leaning back again. I hope she'd remember. When Mom had said she and Scott were moving in together, I had been okay with it because I thought Scott would move in with us. I liked Scott well enough. He was always nice to me, even though I don't think he ever really wanted a kid. He liked plans and for everything to be organized and neat. But then Mom had said they were buying a new house together and selling ours. It'll be a new start, she said. A new start meant leaving something old behind, though. I thought Mom felt like I did. Like our house was a part of us, practically a family member. Not somewhere you just leave. Dad had moved right after the divorce, but I never thought Mom and I would. Ken, the realtor, had given Mom a long list of changes to get our house ready to sell. He'd gone room to room, pointing out anything that was too old or too us, like family photos. Buyers want to imagine their own things in each room, he'd said. So the house will show better if you put those away. When Ken had gotten to my room, he said it looked too much like a kid's room. He suggested we take down my artwork and posters, repaint my turquoise walls gray, and put most of my clothes, sports gear, and books into storage. Buyers might want this room to be an office, he had said. We want them to see the possibilities. I did try. I took down my posters and artwork. I emptied my closet and packed my sports gear into boxes. But when Mom had opened the can of gray paint, I cried. The color looked like nothing. This is only so we can sell it, Mom said gently. In the new house, you can paint your room any color you want. I had nodded, but this room had been mine for my whole life. Painting it for strangers felt wrong, like a big gray eraser wiping me away. That night, Mom had called Grandma and asked if I could come to Maine by myself that year, while she and Scott made the rest of Ken the realtor's changes. As Scott turned the car onto the road to Stone Harbor, I felt my worries unwind a little. Now every salt marsh and field felt familiar, like I belonged here and was coming home again. Grandma called her house my home away from home, even though Maine was a plane ride away from our house in Ohio. We passed the field where the goats always joined us for a walk along their side of the fence, and the place where Grandma once coaxed a huge snapping turtle across the road so he didn't get squished. Here's where Dad taught me to ride my bike, I said as we passed the cemetery. Remember, Mom? I rode up and down the pathways, But then I scratched my leg on a gravestone. I laughed. Dad carried me and you rode my little bike back to Grandma's. I do remember, she said. Mia learned to ride a bike in a cemetery? Scott asked Mom. She shrugged. There isn't a park here. We thought the cemetery was safer than riding in the road. Looking back, it was a bad idea. My smile faded. It was just a scratch, I mumbled. I liked remembering that day. Riding around the gravestones, Dad carrying me, Mom riding my bike. I thought she'd laugh too. But that was the last year Dad came to Maine with us. He and Mom had an argument, and he left early. I didn't like remembering that, but most happy memories of that summer led to hard ones eventually. Mom turned to look at me in the back seat. I wish we could stay, Mia, she said. Are you sure you'll be okay here by yourself? A month is a long time. Of course I'll be okay. I'm 11, I said, rolling my eyes. And I won't be by myself. I'll be with Grandma. Mom sighed. That's what I'm worried about. Keep her out of trouble, all right? I grinned. I'll try.